Hey guys, I'll show you a new tent I got. This is a Eureka one-man military tent. And I have to stand quite a bit back for this camera. Hopefully the color will come out. I'll try and give you the measurements and stuff. I just picked it up, so I haven't had a chance to test it yet. I've just kind of wanted to set it up, make sure all the parts were there. It is a little bit heavier than your average one-man tent. It's not going to be a 30-ounce ultralight. This total comes in a little over 6 pounds. Pretty heavy, honestly. But what you get with it are some other features, and I think some durability that you wouldn't get with other tents. Now we'll set this up with the fly. For starters, it does have a footprint on the bottom, which I was really surprised that they would go to the lengths of creating a footprint for a product that you know, is owned by the government. So I just didn't really think they'd put the thought into that, but you'll see why in a little bit, why I think they did. The Woodland Camo is what they call blacked out nylon. So everywhere you see Woodland Camo, which includes the bottom, you'll see here, is all blacked out. And when you have the fly up, this door, let me put the door up. Oh, I've got the mesh on there. That doesn't really help. The mesh screen is on the outside. You're able to zip up the internals. So one, you're going to get less circulation, so maybe a little bit more condensation, but you'll be blacked out whether you're trying to sleep during the day. Your tent will be very dark, whether you're using headlamps or lights to navigate for the next day or doing things, eating at night. You will not be able to be seen. Your tent will not be glowing like a bright freaking orange ridiculous tent. You'll see in my other video when I go over shelters for the bug outs here. I have this 3-man, it's a 4-season, and it's, you know, what I call safety orange, ridiculous orange, not what you want to be out there with. It is considered a 1-man, although, you know, if you had a girlfriend or something, you guys could sleep comfortably together. I'm pretty sure the dog would fit, especially the vestibule. I'll put that up with the fly. Is pretty good size. Very simple. You don't even have to thread anything. It's got a simple toggle that keeps these pinned together. Everything else is a snap clip. These two mesh up top stay there, but with the fly on you won't see them. So you have, let's just zip this up here. You have a secondary door. This door would access your vestibule garage, basically, on the outside, and you'll see when I finish that. So with everything covered, and with this zipped up, which I will do here. With that zipped up is the blacked out Woodland. So I'll put the fly on and show you what that looks like. Alright, there's the fly. Super simple to put on. There's 4 buckles at each corner. There is a separate pole. It goes through a sleeve on the outside. This is not staked out. This is freestanding. So you'll get a little bit more room if it was staked out. But a 1-man freestanding tent is nice. Now my only thing that I don't super care about, but is just a creature habit for this tent, it's not terribly tall. When I sit up and my head just touches the top. There's even a gear loft I could put in, but then my head would hit that. But the idea behind this is, even if you weren't using this to sleep in, you can keep caches, equipment, stuff hidden, dry, and it's a fairly low profile. So we'll get into that another day. I actually want to show you this. I was going to replace my rucksack, and I saw that they had these in, and these are harder to get in, so I picked it up while they could. They have some more. I'll try and put a link to them. They are a local surplus store here in the greater Seattle area. They do a great job. I have not tried this out yet, but from everything I know, all the parts are there. The poles are an Eastham T9 aluminum, super high quality. I'll show you the stakes and stuff in a second, but if you can see, all you see is that blacked out Woodland Camo. That's all you see. You could be in there having chow with a lantern going and no one would see you. They'd step on you before they saw you. So I guess I want to show you the Eureka repair kit that it comes with. You could easily lighten your load with that, but it has every snap and buckle. It has 2 things of thread. It actually has needles and a thimble. It has some seam tape in there, a lot of cordage. It has a talc bag in case you don't have time to let that seam tape dry, which is basically waterproofing your seams, or if you had to repair something everywhere you sewed or near the edges, you could use that seam sealer to glue it down. If you don't have time for that to dry and you need to put stuff away, they give you a small talc bag that you basically just put a little talc powder on there. The big roll in there has, I think, 4 or 5 different fabrics, even fabrics I don't even think came with this version. Really super pleased with them. They did a great job. They get them in bulk, so I have a feeling my local surplus put it in this Ziploc bag. You'll see by the sack here, it is a fairly small size, even for the weight of the tent, which is great. It means that the poles that you use to set up the tent, each section is shorter, so it takes up less space anyway. It does come with instructions. Hopefully that shows up in the light here. Improved combat shelter. You can look it up. Google Eureka military tents, and they do. This is the old version. They have a version of this. You can see, you saw on the other side, it has the sort of just the roof top instead of the full vestibule. The version they have out now, that vestibule is on both sides, which allows them to do a couple more things. The tent itself is less heavy because there's less of that blackout fabric. The blackout fabric is basically the entire fly. So they just kind of changed some stuff up. Now, we were talking about the footprint. You are able to use this as what they call fast pitch. I'll demonstrate that, and then you can see it. I also wanted to point out the gorgeous Easton T9 aluminum stakes. I mean, those are some serious business. They don't weigh nothing, but those aren't going anywhere. Yeah, great job. All right, I'm going to show you what they call the fast pitch. I do want to say that I don't know if you can see that, but there's a zipper to get into that garage vestibule area, or to make it a second entrance if you want to. Come around this way and you'll see that it's just the ground cloth and the poles. There's no tent, but I mean, you could easily put 2 people under there in that configuration for a nice shelter. And I haven't weighed it separately. I believe that's still going to be probably 3-4 pounds. I think each piece is, I think the fly and stuff was like 2 pounds. I think the tent itself was 2 pounds. You got like a pound with miscellaneous tent and floor plan, but so far extremely pleased. Very cool setup. Glad to see that the military designs that Eureka is doing are sort of coming up a notch into the modern tent era. Like I said, it's not going to be an ultralight tent, but you know what? This thing's going to last. This thing has way more features that you're going to get out of the little 30-ounce, you know, Big Agnes SL1 or something like that. So I'll show you it kind of in the backyard setting. You know, I'm sure you can tell where it is, but it does not stick out like a sore thumb. I wish I had time today and I'd set up my other one and show you kind of a before and after. When I get my shelter one out for the bug out videos, you'll see the color I'm talking about, but enjoy. I just want to show you, I guess, even in fast pitch here, I have my TK40 up on high, which you can see as I walk around this way. Darkness. You can't even tell it's on.